All right, the veil has been lifted, and live from the Kenyatta University Communication Center, this is KUTV Primetime News. A lot we have in store for you on this 28th day of July. But first, let's take a look at the highlight of tonight's top stories. Kenya and the United Arab Emirates officially commence economic partnership agreement talks. Return the loot. Court orders Madeira MP Rigathi Gachagua to surrender 200 million shillings to the state. Azimio One Kenya pitches camp in Nakuru County as the Kenya Kwanza Brigade digs into Meru County. And in sports, Maxim Wahome wins Sport Personality of the Month of June. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast tonight. My name is EMMANUEL KUTOSI and I'll be sailing through the sign language interpretation with Moses Gitonga. Now, the Kenya and United Arab Emirates today signed a joint communique on the launch of negotiations of a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. Cabinet Secretary Betty Maina exuded confidence in the partnership, saying this would strengthen the bilateral cooperation and increase the volumes of trade.
In a bid to deepen the existing trade ties, Kenya and the United Arab Emirates today inked an agreement for the launch of negotiations for Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement (CEPA) with an aim of enhancing sustainability and increasing the volume of bilateral trade and investment. Cabinet Secretary Betty Maina and UAE Foreign Minister Dr. Thani bin Ahmed signed the agreement, which paves way for economic negotiations between the two governments.
Both the UAE and Kenya are starting negotiations for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. This is building on existing commercial relationship between Kenya and the UAE. It is also building on existing arrangements that Kenya has in the context of the East African Community and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
UAE Foreign Minister Dr. Thani strongly lauded the initiative by the Kenyan government in the trade partnerships, which he believes will be of great mutual benefits for the two countries. He noted that the comprehensive partnership sets Kenya as a huge potential partner to expand the market penetration to the rest of Africa.
We want to build on this momentum and ensure that we're bringing more opportunities for all sectors here. More investments toward Kenya, more investment toward Africa, and more investment as well to the south and the east part of Asia, where we're having a strong presence as well.
The partnership, as noted by the Cabinet Secretary, goes beyond trade of goods and services with a focus on sectors such as agriculture, medicine, tourism and logistics.
Clearly, Kenyan businesses would like to benefit from additional investments. There's already been some reach outs. I know you've reached out for agricultural investments, but we'd also like to see a lot more and varied investments in the region. So it's really both trade in goods, technical barriers, but services as well as investment.
With the launch of the CEPA, the two nations shall deepen economic relations, recognizing specific interests and concerns. The inked agreement also looks forward to incorporate the private sector and eliminate the barriers to global trade, hence increasing the volumes of transactions. Omondi Tino, KUTV.
Deputy President William Ruto's running mate in the upcoming August 9th election, Madeira MP Rigathi Gachagua, has been ordered to forfeit 200 million Kenya shillings to the state after Milimani Law Courts Judge Esther Maina today ruled that he failed to adequately explain how he acquired the wealth from government agencies.
UDA running mate Rigathi Gachagua, who is not new to scandals, is once again making headlines after losing a court case that will cost him 200 million shillings. In 2020, The High Court froze 200 million shillings belonging to Mr. Gachagua, pending a petition by a state agency for the money to be forfeited to the government. The embattled politician had admitted to receiving the funds from government agencies and entities through the award of contracts, but the court said that there was nothing to show that he had any contract with the state. The court claimed that Gachagua only produced a letter dated February 9, 2015 from a government ministry indicating Wamunyoro Investments Limited had been awarded a tender, but he did not provide anything to show that the tender was actually executed. The court also dismissed claims that the funds were in a fixed deposit account, as investigations showed that the funds are held in 4 accounts, all at Rafiki Microfinance Bank. One account holds 165 million shillings, the other account holds 35 million shillings, and another holds 773,228 Kenya shillings. All 3 accounts are registered in Gachagua's name. Another account holding 1,138,142 shillings is registered in the name of Genie Enterprises, Gachagua's business associate. The Assets Recovery Authority had requested that the funds be forfeited to the state on grounds that they are proceeds of crime, and had argued that Genie Enterprises' business entity and account was being used as a channel for money laundering by Rigathi. But the agency dismissed claims that the 200 million shillings it wants forfeited by Gachagua and his business associate was from a tender they won 7 years ago. ARA stated that it was apprehensive that unless the court intervened, the MP will circumvent the cause of justice by withdrawing the funds. Rigathi Gachagua has stated that the court ruling did not come as a surprise and that he will appeal the court ruling in the Court of Appeal. Irongo Kagoda, KUTV, Nairobi.
Okay, and elsewhere, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition, led by its flag bearer Raila Amolo Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua, has officially launched the Firimbi movement today in Nakuru County. This, as Patience Kanana breaks down, is with the objective of reaching 15 million votes in the upcoming general elections and heavily from the perceived political nerve center of Nakuru.
Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua have officially launched the Firimbi movement so as to rally 15 million votes in the upcoming general election towards the Azimio la Umoja One coalition. Odinga said that the Firimbi movement will be used to drive Kenyans to the polling stations on August 9 to participate in the voting exercise. He urged the youth to show up in numbers to rally behind their candidature.
Nataka tuelewane. Manake mimi na Martha tumejitokeza kuungana na Wakenya ili tupigane wale maadui watatu baada baki: ugonjwa, ujinga na umaskini.
On her side, Martha Karua promised that their government will strive to eradicate corruption in the country. She also added that they will live up to their said promises to the people of Kenya.
Lakini pesa yetu ile kodi tunalipa itatutosha kuboresha afya, kuboresha elimu, kupanga mipango ya kibiashara, kuweka pesa ya biashara ya wamama, ya vijana na ya wazee na ya kila mtu. Tutachunga mali yetu wa Kenya.
Other political leaders present urged the residents to rally behind the Raila Martha ticket in the forthcoming polls.
Najua yule ambaye huleta vita katika nchi ya Kenya. Mtachagua baba ili awaletee amani. Nani atachunga mali yenu vilivyo?
With the final face-off just around the corner, presidential hopefuls have intensified their efforts to scoop the much-coveted top seat. Kanana Kithinji, KUTV.
And still in the day's politics, the Kenya Kwanza presidential candidate, Deputy President William Ruto, took his campaign convoy to Meru County, where he emphasized the importance of choosing leaders who can bring positive change in society. Ruto urged President Uhuru Kenyatta not to intervene and distance himself in the duel between him and the Azimio lead, Raila Odinga.
Kenya Kwanza flag bearer William Ruto, while on a campaign tour of Meru County, called upon residents of the region not to take the general election lightly as it is their only chance to vote in leaders who know and understand the problems they are facing and are equipped with solutions to those problems.
Mtu ambaye anasoma njaa kwa gazeti, hajawahi kulala njaa hata siku moja, umwambie aende apange vile gharama ya chakula itapungua. Si huyo ataenda kuzunguka mpaka Yesu arudi kabla hajajua ni nini atafanya.
Ruto, while terming his main rival Raila Odinga a state project and Uhuru Kenyatta's puppet, ridiculed their complaints about Kenya's electoral body IEBC and blamed the handshake for Kenya's high cost of living.
Si mtu akitendawili amesumbua sisi sana. Alikoroga Moi mpaka karibu apindue serikali yake. Akakuja akakoroga Kibaki, mara anamuuliza carpet, mara anamuuliza choo, mara anamuuliza nini. Ndio huyu amekuja kuzungusha Uhuru. Mtu alikuwa mtu mzuri, mpaka Uhuru siku hizi hatumuelewi. Bei ya unga imefika 230. Bei ya mbolea imefika 7,000. Serikali ile Big Four imesambaratika. Mimi nauliza, mnataka hii kitendawili aendelee kusumbua sisi?
The deputy president promised that if elected, his administration will resolve the high rate of unemployment affecting the youth by investing 200 billion shillings in the leather and textile industries, as well as value addition programs.
Tumesema agenda yetu number 1, tunapunguza gharama ya maisha kwa kusaidia mkulima, tupunguze gharama ya mbegu, tupunguze mbolea kutoka 7,000 mpaka shilingi 2,000, tuzalishe chakula ya kutosha ndio tuweze kuondoa aibu ya njaa katika taifa letu la Kenya.
His running mate Rigathi Gachagua echoed the deputy president's sentiments while assuring Kenyans that Kenya Kwanza will not relent or crack under pressure.
Na wewe rais wetu, wewe ujue, wewe umezaliwa, wewe ni mtoto ya Serarak. Hujapitia shida yoyote, hujui bei ya mkate, hujui bei ya maziwa, hujui bei ya unga, ndio unachezea wa Kenya kwa sababu hii shida wanapitia.
Leaders allied to William Ruto who were present urged the masses to turn up in droves on election day and make their voices heard on the ballot.
It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter the kind of insults you hurl at us. Your time is up. Prepare to go home with your project, Mr. Kitendawili.
Paratiso watu wa Maua, Yembe South. Tumesoma rais wa Kenya, awe William Samoei. William Samoei.
With the country inching closer and closer to the August 9th polls, both sides of the divide are more determined than ever in their quest to get the 50% plus one needed to win it all. Irongo Kagoda, KUTV, Nairobi.
Now, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IBC, through a letter had called for a meeting with all the 4 presidential candidates, that is Dr. William Ruto of Kenya Kwanza, Raila Amolo Odinga of Azimio One Kenya, and Professor George Wajakoya of the Roots Party, and David Mouri of the Agano Party tomorrow at 11 a.m. Through the meeting to be held at the Bomas of Kenya, the IBC intends to iron out issues pertaining to printing of results formed 34A and 34B. This comes a day after the Azimio One Kenya team, through a letter to the IBC, raised concerns that Form 34As were being printed in excess and that IBC had not requested the Greek printing firm to print Form 34Bs. It will come as a pinch to former legislators and the ones who are leaving office, because the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC, has said that it has abolished plenary sitting allowances for the 416 members of parliament with effect from August 9th. According to the new directive by the Commission's chairperson, Lynn Mengich, the government will save a paltry 382.2 million shillings. Mengich also said that this will also affect speakers and county executive committee members, and that transport facilitation in terms of car grants for all state officers have also been abolished. All right, and that report of a review of the Salary and Remuneration Commission. We take our first break right here on KUTV Primetime News. Stay tuned. We'll be back because we have more for you.
Driving and riding without incidences on the road is such an amazing experience. But do you know while many road traffic crashes are avoidable, human behavior continues to be the leading cause? Speeding, lane indiscipline, drunk driving, distracted driving, failure to wear a helmet, and failure to use available pedestrian ways have been flagged by NTSA as the fatal 6 behaviors likely to lead to a fatal crash and serious injuries. As part of the Usalama Barabarani campaign, we request all road users to prevent these fatal 6 behaviors for their own safety and that of others. When driving, ensure your speed is within the stipulated limits, the road ahead is clear before overtaking. Stick to your lane, keep left unless carefully overtaking. You're well rested if driving on long distances, and you never drink and drive. Usalama Barabarani starts with you. Fika Salama. This message is brought to you by the National Transport and Safety Authority and the European Union.
Sadness and invest in a laughing. Time you take a stress, lifetime passing. Tell them so you love them for your sin.
What is this magic? I need that magic. Somebody call 911.
Tina
Lola is an app that gives you a chance to watch videos, listen to audios, and read articles wherever you are for free. Motivational stories, dramas, campus life, technology, lifestyle, adventure, sports, academics, jobs, entertainment, and more. Download Lola now on Play Store. All you need, you got Lola.
Ukiwa na dukuduku la michezo, tunafungua sanduku la dukuduku kwa ufahamu zaidi. Kila danadana, mitimko, mifiatuko na harakati zote ugani, sisi ni wako mwandani. Kukurukakara zote nyanjani, haziwezi kuangaziwa zaidi ya micharazo michezoni. Mimi mwanaspoti wako matata Peter Pinches Mwaora ndakuwa na jopo lenye maarifa sufufu, nikufahamishe na nikuburudishe wewe shabiki shakiki kwa uhakiki na kindakindaki.
Welcome back to the broadcast. We appreciate your valued company. Let's go on. The Education CS Professor George Magoha has today in Githunguri, Kiambu County commissioned phase 2 of the CBC classrooms, a physics laboratory. The inspection happened at William Ngilu Gitao Secondary School and Githunguri Boys High School, where he said that construction of 3,500 phase 2 is now at 40% countrywide. During the tour, he also added that schools heads should avoid sending students home due to school fees, but instead use the school's capitation.
We are continuing with our exercise of opening classrooms, and as you have seen, the classroom is complete, and I'm told they are supposed to be 22. They will all be complete by next week. Our target, by the grace of God, is before the election, so that after the election we can just also wait as citizens to see what's going to happen, and we shall have a clean slate. But countrywide we are doing extremely well. We have opened classrooms in Muranga, here in Kiambu, many in Siaya and Homo Bay and Migori. And I'm told that there are many more that are ready now in other parts of the country. I also want us not to forget about the Elimu scholarships, where we have shown that there is no discrimination with our children. We have gone to the slums and to the poorest areas. We have applied affirmative action in the selection. We have picked the poorest children and taken them to the national schools and ensured that they have scholarships. The President has also directed me to reaffirm once again that all Kenyan children must be given access to education.
Now, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, in support of government's commitment, has been relentlessly working in synergy to bolster joint responsibility to safeguard the integrity of the electoral process, including development of key policies and strategies, among them the launch of the ODPP election toll-free lines and call centers to streamline accessibility to the Mwananchi on the election-related matters. This, according to the Director of Public Prosecution, Nudin Haji, who has highlighted his office's concern on a variety of aspects related to the forthcoming polls.
Speaking in Mombasa during the launch of training workshop on electoral justice, Director of Public Prosecutions Nurdin Haj says his office and other stakeholders have been relentless, working in synergy to bolster joint responsibility to safeguard the integrity of the electoral process, including development of key policies and strategies, among them launch of ODPP election toll-free lines and call center to streamline accessibility to the Mwananchi on election-related matters as the nation gears closer to the general elections.
I'm confident these joint trainings continue to impart a wealth of invaluable knowledge, expertise, and best practices and auxiliary to safeguarding the integrity of our electoral processes and procedures. I therefore call upon the participants to be meticulous and impartial in the execution of our respective roles and duties in a manner that promotes confidence in our electoral process and the criminal justice sector at large.
Mr. Chairman, there are a few issues that I wanted to raise with you.
On matters hate speech, the DPP assured the public that his office is ready to prosecute perpetrators in the files presented before him, hence challenging citizens and media to present any evidence without fear to expedite prosecution, adding that all the agencies are on high alert to avert any misconduct that may jeopardize electorates' duty to exercise their constitutional rights.
Wataweza kuhakikisha kwamba wao watakuwa mashahidi bila kuogopa. Manake ikiwa watatoka watu ambao wanaweza kutoa ushahidi, basi tunaweza kufaulu. Lakini ikiwa watu hawatakubali ama wanaogopa, italeta shida. Na ndio kwa ajili leo tuko na wale wanaitwa Witness Protection. Na Witness Protection Agency ni taasisi ambayo itaweza kuhakikisha kwamba ikiwa wewe una hofu ya kwamba ukitoa ushahidi fulani utadhulumiwa, basi wataweza kukupatia uhifadhi na kuhakikisha kwamba unaweza kutoa ushahidi huo bila kuogopa ama kuwa na hofu.
His sentiments were echoed by Independent Police Oversight Authority IPOA, saying it has already dispatched to all police commanders an operational manual on security operations during elections in ensuring all police officers adhere to the law.
Na tutakuwa na monitors wengi sana out there. Monitors wetu wa National Commission on Human Rights na hata monitors wa Commission on Administrative Justice, ili tuweze kuungana kama tume huru ambazo zimepewa wajibu wa kisheria kuhakikisha human rights za Wakenya wote ziko observed. Kwa hivyo tuko tayari, lakini tungeomba Wakenya wote siku hiyo ikifika, jitokeze kwa wingi, piga kura, rudi nyumbani. Wacha kukaa kwa kituo cha sheria ukigojea mambo ingine.
The Oversight Authority has challenged individual police officers to be on high alert and follow lawful orders. This comes as political aspirants across the political divide called for the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) to execute with impartiality its mandate of ensuring free, fair and credible elections. Imbinda Masi, KUTV.
In another assurance report, the Principal Secretary in the Interior Ministry, Karanja Kibicho, has said that the government is committed to ensuring that security and peace will be maintained in the upcoming General August 9th polls. Kibicho met with security officials in Migori County, saying the government is not biased and its mandate is to serve the public.
In a bid to ensure peaceful elections, Principal Secretary Karanja Kibicho met with Migori County Security Committee to plan how they will maintain peace during the upcoming August general elections. Kibicho has said that no administrative personnel has been asked or coerced to campaign for any political party.
Kazi ya uchaguzi si kazi yetu, hiyo ni kazi ya IEBC. Kazi pia ile support inahitaji kwa polling centers, kuhakikisha kuna deployment ya polisi na pia watu wetu wa ngao, kuhakikisha saa zile wanasafirisha materials za uchaguzi tunailinda vizuri.
The PS noted that the government will provide security and support to IEBC to ensure that it delivers free, fair and credible results. He pointed out that the government will ensure that voters have security and an enabling environment to make their willful decision.
A requirement of about almost 70,000 police officers across the country. The other day you saw the gazettement of the ones that have been assigned to IEBC for that work of elections. But that does not mean the rest of the country will be left without security because there's an election. And therefore deployment. If there are trucks you are seeing, I haven't seen them myself, they certainly will be trying to prepare.
Already, police officers have been assigned to IEBC through the gazettement notice to ensure security during the election is up to date. Kibicho also emphasized that Migori County was not a hotspot county, and according to security briefs, there was no report indicating that the county will witness any form of violence. Caroline Kimani, KUTV.
Thank you.
Now, the classification of Baringo among the 10 counties mapped as hotspots to election-related violence has led a youthful boda rider to mount speakers and a generator on his motorbike and ride to every town in Baringo, calling for peace before, during, and after the elections.
Peace during election is everybody's prayer during 9th poll election. In a motorbike fitted with speakers, generator and sound mixer, Gabriel Nyongesa, a 27 junior gospel, said what he was motivated to start the peace initiative after he witnessed his brother almost killed in 2007 to 2008 general election. Being his own peace initiative drive, he wakes up every day in the morning to do boda business till afternoon, where he will have collected enough to feed his young family and the balance to hire a generator and fuel, then proceed to strategic locations such as Matatu stage, marketplaces, preaching peace and singing of patriotic songs as he rides along.
Nitakuwa nikihubiri amani, na tangu huo wakati nimekuwa nikijishughulisha na mambo ya amani. Nashukuru Mungu, ilifika wakati Mungu akanibariki na vyombo, nikapata speaker, na nilipopata speaker nikaona kwamba ni vizuri niendelee kuhubiri amani, nikaona niweke kwa pikipiki langu.
The peace drive, which he started a month ago, he has made remedial steps and has so far covered all the major towns in Baringo and the neighboring county of Elgeyo Marakwet, despite the setback of lack of fuel for generator and his motorbike to reach out to masses, but that doesn't stop him in driving his mission of having a cohesive country.
Watu tupige kura zetu kwa amani. Kwa hivyo kwa Wakenya wote ningependa kuwauliza ya kwamba tuweze kudumisha amani, maana Kenya ni nchi yetu. Sisi sote ni mandugu, sisi sote ni wananchi wa Kenya, na tunahitaji maisha yaendelee pia baada ya uchaguzi.
The National Cohesion and Integration Commission has classified 10 counties as hotspot of violence. They are Nairobi, Baringo, Samburu, Nandi, Nakuru, Uasin Gishu, Kericho, Mombasa, Narok, Laikipia, ranging from high potential risk hotspot to medium risk. Immanuel Stacy, KUTV.
A peace initiative right indeed. Thank you, Immanuel Stacy, for that proper report. Now, if elections were to be conducted today, Wavinya Ndeti would be the governor of Machakos County, while Mutula Kilonzo would be the governor of Kitui County, and Julius Malombe, governor for Makueni County. This is with regards from the research poll conducted by Infotrack. The report further predicts that Raila Amolo Odinga from the Azimio coalition will defeat William Ruto of Kenya Kwanza with more than 60% of votes from the region.
According to Infotrack polls conducted between 19th and 21st July 2022, Raila Odinga is leading his counterpart William Ruto by 63% in Ukambani region. Wavinya Ndeti of Wiper Party is leading in Machakos County with 46%, while her closest challenger Nzioka Waita is coming second with an approval of 25%. UDA Chairman Johnson Mudama is coming third with 9%, while other candidates have an approval of 2% and below. Undecided voters stand at 14%. In the senatorial race, Agnes Kavindu leads with 24%, followed by Abanas Ngengela with an approval of 10%. The undecided voters account for almost half, coming at 44%. This shows that candidates need to work extra hard to convince voters. In Makueni County, Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. leads the governorship race with more than 3 times the approval of his closest challenger, Patrick Musimba. Mr. Kilonzo has a rating of 63%, while Mr. Musimba has 18%. The undecided voters account for 16%. In the senatorial race, the poll shows that Makueni MP Dan Maanzo leads outgoing Governor Kivutha Kibwana by 38% against 16%. In Kitui County, former Kitui Governor Julius Malombe leads in the county's gubernatorial race at 61%, followed by David Musila at 13%, while UDA's Jonathan Mweke trails at 2%. The undecided voter stands at 18%. Tisinganga, KUTV.
All right. We take a short break right here on KUTV Primetime News. We'll be back with more. Thank you for keeping tuned to us.
Tunaambiwa kwamba mwanadamu anafariki. Je, kufa kwake kuna kuaje? Anakufa vipi? Ni nani anayemuua, anayetoa roho? Na kitolewa roho, kwa sababu kiwiliwili kiko pale, hiyo roho huwa inaenda wapi? Au kunafanyika nini hasa? Kwa ni swali la msingi sana, na tutajaribu kiasi Mwenyezi Mungu atakavyotuwezesha tuweze kumjibu swali kama hili inshallah biidhnillah.
Ukiwa na dukuduku la michezo, tunafungua sanduku la dukuduku kwa ufahamu zaidi. Kila danadana, mitimko, mifiatuko na harakati zote ugani, sisi ni wako mwandani. Kukurukakara zote nyanjani, haziwezi kuangaziwa zaidi ya micharazo michezoni. Mimi mwanaspoti wako matata Peter Pinches Mwaora, ndakuwa na jopo lenye maarifa sufufu, nikufahamishe na nikuburudishe wewe shabiki shakiki kwa uhakiki na kindakindaki.
Swaba alheri popote ulipo mpenzi mtazamaji, karibu kwenye mitindo ya kipwani. Niko pwani, niko Watamu, hapa nilipo basi nipo katika Safina House. Watamu huku. Kwa hivyo kama nilivyokuambia wiki jana kwamba tulikuwa baharini tunavua samaki fresh sana. Sasa tunaingia kwenye samaki wenyewe kuandaa siku hii ya leo. Tunatandaza mezani, tunaandaa samaki ambao ni wabichi, samaki fresh kutoka baharini.
Huku kwetu Giriama watu wanawaita samaki boilo. Yani wanachemshwa tu tukitumia maji, tomato, vile viungo ambavyo ni vya asili bila kutia hata mafuta.
What's up people, how are you doing? My name is Katali Kenya and I will be bringing you the full packed entertainment show in the 254. Talk about trending topics on the industry 411.
When these people were doing the things they've been accused of, was I there?
We're bringing you the biggest, upcoming and sizzling artists in East Africa coming through.
So then I got a call from Shafiweru. And he asked me, wewe, utakufanya radio ama nini?
Nikiwa solo artist, nilikuwa careful.
The biggest concerts and events going down in East Africa. As well as articulating youth issues that matter.
There's a lot of stress and strain that is associated with early parenthood.
This is the full packed entertainment show that you cannot afford to miss every Monday from 8 p.m. This is the Scrunch Show, and see you there.
You're still within the hour of the Thursday KUTV Prime Time News. Thank you for actually giving us your valued company. We're also streaming live on YouTube at KUTV Kenya, and also on Facebook on KUTV Kenya. Now, proceeding to matters business. As the election date draws nearer, a section of manufacturers and traders from Kiambu County have called on the government to provide a violence-free environment to enable their businesses grow post-COVID-19. Addressing journalists at Thika Stadium today during a trade expo, the traders said their businesses are on course to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, and economic strains on any disruptions would cripple them. The expo brought together business people, government agencies, and manufacturers to showcase their business products and innovations, with this year's theme being dubbed Promotion of Ease of Doing Business for Small and Medium Enterprises.
Our business people have always experienced a lot of tension around the election time. So we are urging the government that we ensure that there is continuity of business, because it is very much unfortunate in this country. We lose more than 3 months around the election period because of this uncertainty. So
I can assure you we have been having a lot of meetings with the major stakeholders. IMPC being one of the lead agencies, I have had meetings with them. They have assured us so far they have not had any problem. Not only that, since come security, we have done what is required.
Now, Kenya Tourism Board is relying on key international and local personalities to market Kenya as a preferred and safe tourist destination. Speaking after hosting an American R&B star Anthony Hamilton to a morning game drive at the Nairobi National Park, KTB CEO Dr. Betty Radier said the strategy was part of a larger strategy to display the destination through the eyes of personalities. KTB has previously leveraged other key personalities to showcase the destination, including the current Magical Kenya Destination Ambassador Eliud Kipchoge, the Magical Kenya Tembo naming Ambassador Edward Norton, Naomi Campbell, and Ugandan musician Eddie Kenzo. KTBCC said tapping into a different segment of travelers has promoted it to identify diverse products and experiences to meet their varied preferences and choices.
Anthony experiencing this. Yeah. It's anybody who wants to come to Africa. This is the only national park in a capital city in the world. That's crazy. So usually the first thing we do with any guest that comes, whether it's Anthony or your sister or your brother or your cousin or anybody else, is we bring you to the park. Because the thing about
I'm in Nairobi, Kenya, and we're at the game park, and I've been coming to Africa for at least 15, maybe 10 years or so. I've never seen a lion. Today I saw the lion, the lioness, and a lot of them. And I was this close, like that.
Central Bank of Kenya Governor Dr. Patrick Njoroge has highlighted that the economy maintains a steady trend despite the challenging times. Exports of tea particularly performed quite well in the month of July despite a decline in the horticultural sector. The manufacturing sector has grown by 2%. An increase of 21% has also been noted in imports, particularly in oil. Dr. Njoroge made the reveal during a press briefing today after the Monetary Policy Committee meeting that was held yesterday.
We asked them about their expectations about supply, what is going to happen in each one of the products, and you can see what they said. Basically, there will be an increase in supply in some of those products, and they explain why. We also asked them about the factors that affect agricultural production, and this I think was kind of interesting, so I'll spend just a second on it. Transport costs, weather conditions, and input prices were the three most significant factors affecting agricultural activity, market supplies. And actually, upon thinking about it, we do understand why this would be. Anyway, all this and more will be in the final product when it's put out. Moving on now to balance of payments, and again, I'll try and go a bit quickly. On exports, The overall increase, as we indicated in the press release, is something like 11%. So export have grown in 12 months to June versus 12 months to June of last year. But
all right, and with that money report segment, we come to our third and final break right here on KUTV Primetime News. In a moment, we'll be coming back with the sports news.
KUTV, in conjunction with Kenyatta University Funeral Home, is now offering death announcements immediately following on news bulletins at 7 p.m. At this sorrowful time, as you share in your grief, allow us to communicate your announcement of your loved one on KUTV in both Kiswahili and English. For more details, kindly inquire at the KU Funeral Home Service Desk or call 0736 928 380 or dial 020 359 9054.
Hiki ni kipindi ambacho kinaangazia nyanja mbalimbali za kilimo, teknolojia ibuka, hali kadhalika kilimo asili. Hii leo tunaangazia kilimo cha mahindi.
Every year I extend the bags. This year my projection is 1,500. If I'll meet my target, next year it will be 2,000.
All right, welcome back. It's now time to get sporty. The Kenya national swimming team is optimistic of positive results in the Commonwealth Games that kick off today in Birmingham, England. Olympian Emily Muteti will lead the women's side, which will comprise of Thorpe Imara, Bella, Rebecca Kamau, and Bronlehna Maria, while their male counterparts, debutants Maina Monyo, Talib Swale, and Mohamed Ridwan will fly the Kenyan flag in Birmingham.
Matayarisho ya swimmers wetu kwa sasa ni mzuri sana. Ni swimmers ambao wameogelea kwa muda mrefu. Tuko na swimmers ambao wote wana train nje. Ikifika siku ya Ijumaa ndio siku ya kwanza mashindano, tunatarajia kupata matokeo mazuri. Siku ya kwanza itakuwa ni Ijumaa ambao wote wao wataogelea kwa relay, mixed relay. Alafu pia tuko na Marabella ataswim kwa 100 meter butterfly, pia na Emily na Ridwan kwa 50 meters.
Elsewhere, Kenyan female rally driver Maxine Wahome won the Sports Personality of the Month of June after her exemplary performance in the concluded World Safari Rally Championships that were held in Kenya last month.
The trailblazing rally driver Maxine Wahome floored the likes of African 100-meter reigning champion Ferdinand Omanyala and refuted 7th most valuable player Daniel Tabu to bag Sports Personality of the Month of June.
So being consistent with my performance and my workouts and everything, eventually I made it here and made history.
The sensational Maxine became the first Kenyan female rally driver to win the WRC Category 3 during the WRC Safari Rally that was held in Kenya last month. On the onset of it all, Maxine had only one goal in mind.
The first day, I said I would take it slowly, just to learn the car and everything. But by Saturday, I knew I had adjusted to the car, cleared and made a big gap for my first position, so I was happy with my performance.
It's no doubt her feat has and will continue to inspire countless other women across the globe to approach the male-dominated sport with much-needed resilience and gusto.
Motorsports is, yes, it's a male-dominated sport, but it's not just for men. There's many other ladies, even out of Kenya and everything, who dominate in this sport. So I'm proud
that I've dominated in Kenya, being the first lady as well.
For 26-year-old rally driver, the stage is set for yet another moment of glory. Auma Evans for KUTV, Nairobi.
Congratulations, Maxine. Now moving on, Manchester United have completed the signing of Argentinian defender Lisandro Martinez from Ajax on a 5-year contract at Old Trafford until 2027. Martinez won the Eredivisie title with Ajax in 2021 and 2022, as well as the Dutch Cup in 2021. The centre-back is United's third signing of the summer following the arrival of Christian Eriksen on a free transfer and Dutch fullback Tyrell Malacia. All right, and that's how we wrap it up right here on KUTV Primetime News. Thank you for giving us your valued company and choosing KUTV to be your informer tonight. My name is EMMANUEL KUTOSI, and in the sign language interpretation, we've been sailing through with Moses Gitonga. Have a peaceful night.